Good morning, everyone. It is 10 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday morning, September 28th. I'm Lisa Budeau. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. We're going to run down some of your top stories, local, national headlines, tell you what we're talking about in the sports world as well. Remember, if you don't join us live right now, you can watch this Facebook Live throughout the day whenever you would like. Also, don't forget, you can watch and listen to this live stream throughout the day, anytime you want, whatever works for your schedule. Just check out our InForum YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast platform as well. It's a great way to get the news you need to start your day. Just visit inforum.com/podcasts and look for the InForum Minute. I do want to take a sec just to talk about the weather. If you were tuning in this morning to First News, you heard Lydia talking about how chilly it was to start our day. She's been forecasting kind of a frosty start to our morning, and I did just get a picture from a friend in Moorhead who had a little frost on a rooftop there. So a cold morning. We were in the 30s here in Fargo, Moorhead. It's going to be a breezy day, but sunny. I've kind of enjoyed these nice fall afternoons. We're going to see a high of about 67. Not so cold tonight, a low of 48. A little breezy once again, and mostly sunny again tomorrow. We'll be back into the 70s. So not a bad fall forecast as we're working on wrapping up September. So let's take a look at some of your headlines locally. Let's start there. New this morning, we have just learned the name of a man who was hit and killed by a train in downtown Fargo. This is a story that we broke for you on First News. Fargo police are now telling us 35-year-old Matthew Scott, who is not from the Fargo area, died last Friday. That happened around 12:30 in the morning near the tracks, on the tracks, near the downtown Spicy Pie. A witness did tell WDAY that he saw the man running onto the tracks, trying to run between the train cars, but did not make it. Fargo police are also telling us they're not suspecting foul play was involved at all in this death, but we do have that update for you this morning. Also today, we're hearing from Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner. He says he will be reviewing surveillance video himself of what took place on that school bus that crashed into the Maple River, like plunged 30 feet into the Maple River near Leonard. This comes as we just learned the name of the driver, 62-year-old Andy Bunn of Alice, North Dakota. Deputies at this point are just telling us that Bunn somehow lost control, went off the road, and then plunged into the river. We do know there were kids on the bus. They were, taking a bus ride home after school. Some of the kids were hurt. The bus driver was hurt. They're all expected to be okay. Not sure exactly why there has been such a delay. We do know there were some issues with having the right software for the Sheriff's Department to be able to really fully go through that video. But we're expecting an update from Sheriff Johnner as soon as he completes viewing that video. So stay with WDAY for an update there. Also, this is a big story, and you're going to be hearing updates I'm through the rest of the week for sure. We're working to learn more about the deaths of a man and a woman, plus 2 dogs in Detroit Lakes. Deputies, Detroit Lakes Police, they all responded to a home off of County Road Highway 6, just west of Big Detroit Lake, yesterday morning, just after 9. Police tell us the incident appears to be isolated. They're saying there's no risk to the public right now. In addition to the Sheriff's Department, police, we also know that the Minnesota BCA was on the scene. We've put in a lot of requests for information. Right now we're being told that it's an active investigation, so they can't tell us a lot. And also any updates, even though the BCA is there, will be coming from Becker County. So we do know right now that the bodies are at the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office for autopsies. We will continue to work to get more information on this investigation for you and share it with you as soon as we can. Also, right now, deputies in Cavalier County are asking for your help in identifying 2 men who they say have broken into several buildings over the last few days. It's happened several places across Munich, North Dakota, which is about 80 miles northwest of Grafton. So they're asking if you have any information on these break-ins, on these 2 men, to please call the Cavalier County Sheriff's Department. Road construction update. It's the last week of September, but it's still happening. If you haven't gone out at all yet today and you live in Moorhead, 8th Street's going to be a little congested today in Moorhead. Of course, that's a busy stretch between 4th Avenue and 5th Avenue. It's blocked off 1 lane in each direction. They're going to be working on some sanitary sewer lining work. Should be open by the end of the day, but just be aware if you head on 8th Street, because that can be a very busy stretch in Moorhead. Another update for you this morning. We've talked a lot about this, that potential move of Romantix in downtown Fargo. It's an adult entertainment store. The City Commission has now denied that request. And we do know, WDAY has learned that Romantix does plan to appeal that decision. Right now, the store is on NP Avenue. They want to move to Fargo's historic downtown district, but the commission argues that the move does not fit inside the downtown mixed-use zone. So stay tuned. The next meeting is on Monday. Lawyers from Romantix have confirmed that they will be making that appeal at that meeting. Also new this morning, Fargo School Board is looking into the option of combining 3 of its elementary schools. Members approved a long-range facility plan last night that includes Horace Mann, Roosevelt, and Madison Elementary. Right now, Horace Mann and Roosevelt are already a paired campus, but the board is hoping to build one new facility on the Horace Mann site. So you're going to hear a lot of talk about that. We'll continue to update you as there's more conversations surrounding that move. There's talks of some extra cash. This is kind of becoming a big story in a lot of different areas. We've talked about it in schools. Well, now the East Grand Forks Police Department is looking at giving some extra money to people to help fill empty positions and also keep some of their officers. The City Council talked about this at their meeting last night. It's a new proposal. It would give new employees $2,500 when they start, $2,500 when they finish their field training, and also the officers who've been there a long time, they could see a retention bonus up to $3,000. So a lot to be hashed out there. Those incentive plans will be discussed again at next week's meeting, but that's coming out of the East Grand Forks Police Department this morning. Okay, I know we're talking fall, we're talking frost. WeFest was just a month ago, but we're already talking about next summer. Maybe you need this just to get through the colder months. We do know that some of the big names that will be coming for next year, next August to Sioux Pass Ranch, a big one, someone who's really popular right now, Morgan Wallen. So he's going to be coming, first time for him to be at WeFest. Some of the other headliners, Brad Paisley, Kane Brown, Brothers Osborne. So just something to hold on to get you through the fall and the winter months. You can look forward to WeFest next August 3rd through the 5th. But Morgan Wallen, a big announcement that we just learned about. So that's exciting. Okay, big breaking story. If you were joining us for First News this morning, I felt like every 5-10 minutes there was an update. Wind speeds were crazy, evacuations, where schools are, closed down, and flights are being canceled. In Florida, of course, that's where everyone is kind of keeping their eyes on right now. The storm is expected to make landfall in Florida today, this afternoon. Right now, Category 4 hurricane, could be Cat 5, at any time. Super, super strong. Our storm tracker team has been tracking it. We've had team coverage throughout the morning, so be sure to tune in, especially on that 11 a.m. newscast. Yeah, you know what? Let's have Dylan step in right now. I was going to say, we were doing team coverage. Is there an update? Because I feel like this is such a no update.
No update yet. The eye wall looks like it's strengthening a little bit, which is not great. They have not done any observations. Just looking at satellite, there's more lightning, which is always a sign that it's strengthening, so something we're continuing to watch for sure. But this morning, the latest time the hurricane hunters went through the storm, it was a strong Cat 4. By that I mean it was 155 mile per hour gusts were reported. A Cat 5 is 157 mile per hour gusts. So either way, 155, 157, it's going to be devastation for Florida. Not a good thing happening.
And can you just clarify again what side of Florida and what area we're talking about?
It's looking like landfall somewhere near Port Charlotte, Fort Myers, somewhere in that area. Okay. Of course, we're talking about that wind speed, but also storm surge. That's the water pushed in from the ocean, and then rainfall and wind. It's not going to be a good situation. So something to continue to watch throughout the rest of the day today. Landfall sometime this afternoon.
Okay. And of course, Dylan will be doing weather today at 11, our new 1 hour long. So you'll have an update at 11 o'clock. So it's just, amazing the power of the storm. So thank you so much, Dylan. We'll tune in at 11. And of course, this afternoon as well at 4, 5, and 6, and 9 and 10 as well. Another national story, and really still related to the hurricane. The penalty trial for Parkland High School shooter Nicholas Cruz is paused right now because of Hurricane Ian. So that's just another thing to add to the list of being put on pause because of the storm. In a different story, the Senate has now voted to advance a bill which will avoid a government shutdown. The stopgap bill will keep the government funded through December 16th. The vote was put in jeopardy because of a pushback from both sides of the aisle. But we are hearing the Senate will now hold a final passage vote. Not sure yet when that's going to happen, so stay tuned on that one. And new guidance this morning as well from the CDC on masking for healthcare employees. The agency says employees can now lose the mask if they're working in areas where transmission is not as high. So this is big. Right now, about 69% of U.S. counties have high levels. The CDC says the update was made to reflect the high levels of vaccines given and the availability of effective treatments and prevention tools. I promised, too, a couple of sports headlines that are very interesting. The UND hockey team's exhibition game could be in jeopardy because of a wave of illness. Roughly half the team missed practice yesterday because of illness. Obviously, they know what's going on. They're not telling us just yet. They would not confirm if it's COVID related. As of right now, it is Wednesday, but the team said the game for Saturday night against the University of Manitoba is still on. So we'll keep you posted on that. And another sports story, but still related to Hurricane Ian. Although the Minnesota Vikings are playing overseas this week, US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis could still host an NFL game. That's because we're hearing reports that the stadium is on the list to showcase the Sunday night football game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, this is because of Hurricane Ian hitting the area. It would be the first time that the NFL has made an unplanned stadium change since, 2020, when the 49ers had to move because of COVID restrictions. So the final decision is supposed to be made on Friday, but we'll keep you updated on that. A good chance that Dom Izzo is going to talk about those stories and much, much more. Of course, Hot Mic with Dom is on from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra. You can also watch it on InForum.com. And when you're at InForum.com, one of the must-reads you should check out. This one's from Nick Broadway. The headline, Red River Valley Fair Association CEO responds to Man Camp expansion concerns. The CEO of the Red River Valley Fair Association is trying to ease concerns right now from neighbors about a proposed campground expansion. So check that story out. And don't forget, it's really the place you want to have all of your information, local, national, weather. For 99 cents a month, you can get your first 3 months of an all-access pass to Inforum.com. Just 99 cents for your first 3 months. It's a great deal. Go to Inforum.com/subscribe to get that deal. And remember, like I just mentioned, Dylan, Becky will be on at 11 a.m. this morning for our new 1 hour long newscast. But of course, we'll have updates for you on all of these stories, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And every weekday morning, you can wake up with first news from 5 to 7. Have a great day, everyone.